If you've ever stepped on a scale, sighed, and blamed your slow metabolism, you are definitely not alone. It's incredibly easy to feel like you're stuck with a biological engine that barely runs. But the idea that your metabolic rate is permanently locked in place is a myth. Your body's calorie engine is highly dynamic, and you have the ability to adjust the dial. To understand how, we look at your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. This is the minimum energy required to stay alive at rest. Pumping blood and expanding lungs requires fuel. Your default BMR is established by fixed variables like age, size, and sex. Effective weight management bypasses these fixed limits by targeting the biological levers you actually control to force that resting burn rate higher. Look at this graph showing the thermic effect of food. Notice how the flat baseline of your resting energy suddenly spikes the moment you eat. The sheer act of digesting, absorbing, and processing the nutrients on your plate requires a massive amount of energy expenditure on its own. But your body reacts differently to various nutrients. Not all calories trigger the same metabolic spike. This chart breaks down the energy required to digest specific macronutrients. Fats use about 0 to 3% of the food's usable energy. Carbs require 5 to 10%. But protein demands an incredible 20 to 30% just to be metabolized. Eating plenty of protein also carries a structural benefit. It directly prevents the loss of muscle mass, which is a common side effect when people restrict calories to lose weight. Protein works as a dual-action lever. It forces your body to burn extra calories during digestion while protecting the physical tissue that drives your metabolism in the first place. Beyond what you put on your plate, you can alter your physical architecture. Building muscle through heavy lifting is your next major lever. This side-by-side comparison illustrates the physiological difference. Muscle tissue is vastly more metabolically active than fat. When you lift weights and build that muscle, you are structurally adding more active tissue to your body. That elevates the number of calories you burn, even when you're sitting still. Speaking of sitting, your daily posture offers another opportunity to pull a lever. Prolonged periods of sitting drastically lower your calorie burn. Over time, that lack of movement can lead to weight gain and negatively impact your insulin resistance. You can counter this by microdosing energy expenditure throughout your day. Stand up, use a standing desk, or take frequent short walks to break up those inactive hours. Physical intervention means looking beyond the single hour you spend in the gym. By restructuring your body composition and changing how you move throughout the day, you demand more energy from your body every single minute. We can also support this engine chemically, starting with strategic hydration like coffee and tea. The caffeine in coffee acts as a direct chemical trigger. It prompts your body to release neurotransmitters like epinephrine, which helps regulate and optimize how you process fat. Green and oolong teas offer an alternative pathway. They interact with your gut microbiome, improving the way your body breaks down fats for energy. But none of that matters without the most critical metabolic regulator of all, adequate sleep. Sleep deprivation wreaks havoc on your primary appetite-regulating hormones. It crashes your levels of leptin, which controls fullness, and spikes ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Worse, a chronic lack of sleep actually decreases your body's baseline ability to metabolize fat. If you don't secure enough sleep and support your body chemically, you create a hostile internal environment. That hormonal imbalance will undermine even your most rigorous dietary and physical efforts. You are not permanently bound to your default resting metabolism. You have the levers to break free from it. Prioritize protein at every meal. Lift heavy weights to build active tissue. Stand up more often, and rigorously protect your sleep. Start shifting that balance today by adding a bit more protein to your next meal. And to keep optimizing your health, hit that subscribe button to join us here at Feel Fresh Life. Fueling and challenging the body correctly allows it to evolve into a hyper-efficient engine.